What is going on, guys? DBG here. In this video we are going to be doing another tier list in NBA 2K21 MyTEAM, and is going to be a tier list of the best point guards in the game. We're only going to be looking at primary point guards in this video, so any other positions that can play point guard, I will talk about them for their positions. I just want to keep this somewhat consistent. I don't want the same players appearing in 2-3 different lists. So anyway, yeah. Before we get on to, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. We are trying to hit 265,000 subscribers by NBA 2K21. It's honestly or 2K22, and it's honestly looking like we're gonna hit it. We are like 100 off 261,000, which is crazy considering we've had like 3,000 subs in the last week, which is about 2,500 subs in the last week, which is absolutely crazy. But yeah. So anyway, now we are going to get onto it. Currently keeping, while recording this video, have a little bit of an eye out on the England versus Ukraine game, and oh dear lord, this is going badly. This is going badly already. 3, 4, or 6 minutes into the game. After 3 minutes, Harry Kane scored. At least it's a silver lining. At least, as much as the default setting for all Irish people when Ireland are no longer in a tournament is cheer against England in every game. I mean, there's a little bit of a silver lining as a Leeds fan if Calvin Phillips plays every minute and they win it. But man, I just want to see Ukraine win this game, but it's not looking like it's gonna happen. Anyway, Caruso. D. Caruso's fine. He's alright, he's mediocre. But like, he is quite an old card. And this Caruso, I'm going B tier. So this Caruso, actually, I did not realize how easy this challenge was for him. He was the no assists, and I was like, oh yeah, this is going to be a little bit tedious. No, this was the easiest one. No, sorry, not the easiest. This is up there, the easiest ones. That was a very, very weak, or very easy challenge. But Caruso, his wingspan is kind of the big thing. I think he's 6'5", but I think his wingspan's only 6'6". A lot of the like 6'4" players have 6'9" wingspans. Like, that's a really common height wingspan combo, but his release is only mediocre. But like, he's fine. He's not, again, not the best card, but I'm not going to say he's a bad card either. So then we've got Ben Simmons S. Ben Simmons is absolutely insanely good. His shot, he's one of the easiest players to green with in this game on either gen. I've never seen people green with anyone on current gen as much as this Simmons. And again, I use the center Simmons, a small forward in my team, a lot of the time. I've actually ended up changing that up. I think I'm going to run Danny Ferry more at small forward now. And I can't remember who the other small forward I'm running is. Either way, though, that Simmons is exceptional as well. But Simmons is one of the biggest green windows, it feels like, in the game. And his jumper it's not too slow to use. So yeah, Ben Simmons is incredible. Ben Simmons also gets the best dunking animations in the game, some of the best defensive animations on current gen. And personally, I said it, I was higher on Simmons than anyone last year. Like, I thought Simmons was better. Like, the best version of Simmons the NBA is back was better than the GOAT LeBron and Giannis at point guard. And I think this year, if we do get, like, we're getting another Ben Simmons, and I think that's going to be the best point guard in the game for the rest of the year, honestly, unless the freaking Shaq or Yao point guard happens. Okay, Chauncey Billups. He can't shoot. I'm putting him in E tier. He can't no. I'll give him D tier. His jumper is so bad. Like, it is so bad, lads. It's horrendous. Like, it is easily one of, sorry about that, I had to, something fell. It is easily one of the top 4 or 5 worst releases on a point guard right now. Like, his defense is decent, I guess, but he's undersized. He can't shoot. He's not the greatest dunker. I mean, I might be going down to E tier. I'm going to put him in E tier for now. I think Caruso's better. If you ask me, I'm taking Caruso or Chauncey, I'm taking Caruso. Chris Paul, E as well. He's 6 foot tall. I'm sorry, he's 6 foot tall. He has 17 speed on next gen. He can't do anything with the ball. And like, yeah, you can probably use Chris Paul for offline play, but I think any sort of online play, he's going to really struggle. His release, it's not awful, but it's mediocre. Like, his release is mediocre at best. So for me, it's tough to put someone that high with a mediocre release above E tier. Kobe White. I think Kobe White splits these in C tier. 6'5", really good release. His ball handling is good. His dunking is good. He's more of a next gen A card because of base 80, but I'm a huge fan of Kobe White. I know a lot of people aren't quite as high on Kobe White as I am, but again, I'm a next gen player. I do think there's just a better alternative to him. He's basically the same card with a better player build and cheaper. But for me, I think Kobe White definitely belongs. I think C tier is the right spot for him. You can maybe argue him up in B tier, but nah, I think C tier is where he belongs. Okay, Cole Anthony. I think he's better than these guys, but not by much. I would have been D-E. I'm gonna put him. I'll put him D tier, but it's a close one. It is close. I think he's slightly better. Sexton. I mean, Sexton is only 6'1", but he does have like an almost max wingspan, which is very interesting. His jumper is pretty nice as well. I'm gonna go D tier. I'm gonna go D tier for him. So actually, we're gonna fill out the worthless tier now. Kyle Lowry is gonna go into worthless tier. Peyton Pritchard is awful. He's going into worthless tier as well. I mean, Trae Young is definitely worse than CP3. I mean, he's got base 3. I'm going to put Jason Williams in worthless here as well. But again, that's a close one. Jason Williams is not awful. Actually, he is pretty awful, to be honest. He's not like unusably awful, but he is quite awful. Okay, so anyone else? Conley kind of sucks. But is Conley better than CP3? I think I'm going to move CP3 down to worthless there. I think these two guys down here might make a bit more sense. Kemba. I mean, Kemba's pretty bad. Louis Dampier is pretty bad. Like, the only reason Sexton, and if you're looking at really small point guards, the only reason Colin Sexton and Rajon Rondo, wherever Rajon Rondo is, are in a tier above is that they have ultra long wingspans. Like, Rondo has an ultra long wingspan, and that helps him and Sexton be a little more mediocre on defense. But yeah, I'm gonna put these guys in E tier. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so then we got Dame. I think Dame's a step above. Dame's still not great, by the way. Like, I would most definitely not be the biggest fan of this Dame Lillard card, but I also don't think he's bad. I reckon he's going to be one of the better players in this E tier. But again, he's a little bit undersized, and in terms of going to the basket, he does feel quite slow on next gen. Like, 6'2" and lower feels a lot smaller than 6'3". And then we got De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox is the first little point guard to be going in D tier. I think De'Aaron Fox, decent wingspan. I like Paul George base. He's lefty. He moves really, really well. He's a decent dunker, and for me, I do feel like he is a really nice card, and I think D tier is where he belongs. Okay, DeJounte Murray. I mean, he's big. He's big, plays defense, and his release is not good. I mean, it's not like Jason Kidd bad. It's not Chauncey Billups bad, but it's not good either. So I'll give DeJounte D tier as well. I think he's okay. He's okay. Boogie Cousins, 6'11" point guard, or 6'10" point guard, really wide body. Do we even have a good Boogie Cousins that plays center in this game? I don't actually think so. Even though I may not. I thought Buggy was decent last year, but I was such a big fan of Buggy in 2K19, man. I thought that Buggy card was god tier at the time. His center card. I remember was it my very first ever tier list? Or my first set of tier lists, where the first time I did a center tier list, Buggy Cousins was like in a tier of his own. Darren Williams, I like him, but because of no blinders, he doesn't really become the most effective on next gen, so I'm gonna have to put Darren Williams in D tier. Do I have too many in the lower tiers? Honestly, I don't think I do. I just don't think I've come to the good players yet. Derek Rose, the same tier as these guys. He's a very similar player. Oh, come on, Ukraine. Ukraine are on attack. Come on, come on. Oh, damn, Pickford made a save. Why couldn't Everton Pickford? Why couldn't Everton Pickford be like playing in goal for them? Like he's absolutely useless for Everton, and all of a sudden turns into prime David Seaman when he's playing for England. Okay, Derek Rose, other Derek Rose. You know what? He's a little point guard, but he is invincible. So I'm gonna put little Derek Rose in C tier. We had Donald between D and E. I'm gonna go E tier, but man, he was good for his time. He was really good for his time. His time is just unfortunately not now. Gary Payton. I mean, I think at 6'4", Payton is good enough that I can comfortably say he belongs in B tier. He gets good defensive animations. And he, in my opinion, shoots the ball really, really well. Do I put... I just want to see what A tier is looking like. For me, A tier is probably... like Lonzo. Yeah, Lonzo's A tier. Yeah, I'm happy with my tiers. I was about to say, will I move any of these up to A tiers? Like, no, I'm happy with my tiers now. I'm happy with this level of player in the tiers. Even if there is way too many in the low tiers, I'm fine with that. Gilbert, C. Purely because of Trey Burke base. Screw it. Gilbert's no better than De'Aaron Fox or Darren Williams. Grant Hill, A tier. Grant Hill's still a really good point guard. His defense, his offense, everything about Grant Hill is still really, really solid. I think his shooting is the one thing that lets him down. Like, if you were to ask me about Grant Hill, I would say pretty much everything except shooting is perfect. Base 1 for me is a really, really iffy release. Like, I am by no means a fan of Base 1. I think it's one of the weaker releases in the game. And I feel like if you can't green with a player at this stage, there's no point using them. And it's the reason why, for me, I haven't liked Grant Hill anytime I have used him in game. But, yeah, it's just honestly just because I can't green him. Ja Morant. I mean, Ja Morant and De'Aaron Fox, if you've ever looked at like their animations and stuff, they are the same card. Except the only difference is that one of them has got... well, sorry, one of them's right-handed and one of them is left-handed. That's literally it. That is the only difference. They are the same card, except one is right-handed and one is left-handed. So for that reason, honestly, it's hard to put them in... well, not hard to. You just can't put them in different tiers because they are pretty much the exact same card. So anyway, now we are on to Jason Kidd. I mean, Kidd's good on defense, but man, he can't shoot. And if somebody can't shoot, at this stage of the game, if somebody can't shoot, you can't put them higher than that. Like, there are so many unreal cards in this game that you cannot get away with using Jason Kidd as your point guard, really. Well, not that you can't get away with it. There's just no point when there's 10k, not even 10k. You can buy freaking RJ Hampton for so cheap, for like 4k MT. There's no point in using Jason Kidd when there's RJ Hampton exists. Jeremy Lin, D tier. He's alright, but he's on kind of the level of these guys. Jerry West, same with Colin Sexton and Rajon Rondo. He's got that really, really long wingspan, but he is kind of at that lower tier. Okay, Basketball John. I'm going to put Basketball John. I kind of like his release, so I'm going to put Basketball John E tier. And he gets the most weird dunk. It just looks so funny dunking the ball with him. So Basketball John is going into E tier. And Ty, if you're reacting to this and wondering why I'm calling him Basketball John, type in Basketball John into YouTube search. You will enjoy or anyone watching this video, type in Basketball John if you have not seen it, heard the song. You will enjoy it. John Wall B tier. I still think John Wall's good. John Wall's a really, really solid card. The only problem with Wall is that he's 6'4". And you can get away with a 6'4" point guard. Like, again, these B tier guys are all good. Boogie's good, Caruso's good, Peyton's good, Wall's good. It's just the problem is that like there's being good, like being good sometimes isn't enough to get into the top 2 tiers, to be completely honest. Being good sometimes is not enough. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, thank God. Looked like we're gonna score. Okay, Kobe Bryant. As much as I don't want to put him here, because I think he is B/low A on current gen. He's like E tier on next gen. So he's gonna go C tier. Like, he's the 4th best Kobe in the game. Invincible Kobe, Galaxy Opal Kobe, and the Team USA Kobe are the best Kobe's. But I mean, he can still shoot a little bit. His release is only on quick and not very quick. Like, again, there's a lot of decent things about this card. The problem is he gets a Kobe Bryant dribble style. On next gen, the guy can't move. The guy cannot move. The guy feels so slow, so clunky on next gen that, I mean, he's tough to use against someone who knows how to defend him. So for me, we have got him in here at C tier. But if you want to put him in B tier, or if you're even on current gen want to put him in low A, that's fine. He's just so bad next gen. Kyrie E. Kyrie's release is horrendous. I don't know what 2K have done with Kyrie Irving's release, but back in the day, Kyrie Irving used to be like an absolute chicken man. Like, he was one of the best shooters in my team. I don't know what the hell they've done. I don't know what the hell 2K have done. But Kyrie Irving just can't shoot anymore. Okay, Lamar Odom, A. I do think of him more as a cone rather than a primary ball handler. But even as a cone point guard, Lamar Odom is really, really good. Shoots it well, drives to the basket well, dunks it well, and is 6'10", obviously, with a decent, I mean, 6'11" is wingspan, but it's okay. So yeah, he's going there. LaMelo Ball. That's the only way I can describe this one. Because I don't know. I'm going to give LaMelo... I'm going to give him S tier for now, but he's better than these guys at A tier. Wait, is Giannis Antetokounmpo not a primary point guard? Did I forget Giannis? I need to check this. I may or may not have forgot Giannis. I don't know how, but I forgot to put Giannis. I forgot to put the best primary point guard in the game on this list. So lads, Giannis Antetokounmpo is S tier for those of you who are asking. I don't know how I forgot him, but I'm gonna put LaMelo in S. Larry. This is a tough one. I don't know whether I'm gonna go A or B. Because actually, I think Larry's a slightly worse version of Lamar Odom. I think Larry's slightly better on next gen, slightly worse on current gen, so I'm gonna put him. I'll put Larry in B. Yeah. I'm confident that's where I want to put him. Okay, so LeBron James S. Not the biggest fan of LeBron James, but still. Okay shooter. LeBron James release is pretty good on next gen. It's not great on current gen. but he still gets the LeBron dunk animations and LeBron defense. So he's not quite X-Umbron, unfortunately. He is not quite X-Umbron. The two X-Umbrons are just, I'm telling you, they are just different levels. There are levels to it, and them cards are both insane. The other LeBron's still not bad though. This Luka, I think with his release, Luka's gonna go S and C. Take S and B. I think it's obvious why the Luka's S tier. He's an XM base invincible card who's a 6-7 point guard. I think that's enough for him to be definitely, like, even if you don't want to say it, he's without question S tier, at least in the conversation for it. But I do think he's better. I do think it's hard to argue he's not better than LaMelo Ball. So yeah, he is a unbelievable shooter. As far as shooting goes, he is up there with the best in the game, and as far as 3-hunters go, especially on next gen, he's the best 3-hunter on next gen. Again, like, there's a reason why I've held on to my gold blinders or my Hall of Fame blinders for him. I bought the blinders in the token market, and I am going to be holding on to Hall of Fame blinders until I get Luka. I am still quite a bit of XP off Luka, funnily enough, because I just really haven't been bothered playing the game too much. But yeah, so he's S tier, and this one here is a little bit slow release with XM on quick. This Magic Johnson, I'm going to go C tier. This is the exact same as the hero Magic Johnson. I'm going to go C tier, but you could easily argue B. He's not bad. The problem is that he can't run on current gen. Like, he's another one of those that's very good on next gen, not very good on current gen. He can't run, and like, he was cheese in the way that you could post hook cheese with him, but you can no longer post hook cheese with Magic Johnson. Then we get Enshrined. I'm going to go Enshrined A. I'm going to go, I mean, all three Magic Johnsons are basically the same. Just want to see. I don't think they're as good as, I'm going to put all three of them in A. I'm going to put all three of the Magic Johnson cards in A. My reasoning for that is I think they all play the same. I think, yeah, Enshrined is slightly worse, or slightly better than, sorry, Enshrined is slightly worse than the Team USA, which is slightly worse than the Invincible. But like, there's a reason why the Team USA card is only 30k. Like, Magic's pretty good, don't get me wrong, and he's maybe the best value. He's maybe the best value point guard in the game outside of next gen Nick Batum. If you're on current gen, he's probably the best value, either him or Josh Smith. But at like 30k, he's a steal. But in my opinion, they all play the exact same as the Invincible. The Invincible's fine, the other ones are fine. So that's where we're going to put them. We are going to put them all into A tier. We got Brogdon. Brogdon's pretty good. He's got Iggy base. Yeah, let's give Brogdon B tier. They took away his blinders, which is for me a point against him, because as a next gen player, it is a point against him. So yeah, he's gonna go B tier. Markelle Fultz. Markelle Fultz is C tier, but he's a good C tier. He's 6'4", but he's got a good wingspan. He's got Curry base. He's a good dunker. Like, there are very, very little flaws to Magic Johnson's game. Sorry, not Magic Johnson. There are very little flaws to Markelle Fultz's game. I don't know how I mixed up him with Magic Johnson. But yeah, Markelle Fultz, a really, really, like, he's a good card. Not a card that anyone would rush out to get, but a really good card. Michael Carter Williams here. MCW, he's 6'6", which helps. And I actually like his release. He's good. I'm not going to put him in A tier, but MCW I think belongs in B tier. Michael Ray Richardson, he's 6'5" with a long wingspan. I don't like his release though. I mean, it's pretty decent on next gen. I've tried it out on current gen. I didn't like it at all. His defense is pretty decent as well. 6'5". He kind of, like, I don't think he's as good as like a Caruso or a John Wall or a Peyton, so he's going to go C tier. Michael Jordan. The reason why Magic Johnsons are all in A tier is because I'm putting 5 players, well, technically 6, because Giannis should be in this tier. If you want to move LaMelo down, I guess you can. If you want to put Giannis up there. But to make sure there are 5 players in this top tier, we got Michael Jordan. Is Michael Jordan worth it? Hell no. Is his best position playing at the 2? Of course. Is the 100,000 MT Team USA card the financially responsible purchase instead of overspending for this card right here? No brainer. But at the end of the day, at the end of the day, lads, he's still in the top 5 of these specific cards. He's better than Magic Johnson and better than Lamar Odom. Okay, Penny Hardaway. Penny's a tough one because he's either top of A or top of B or lowest in A. And I think because I'm Larry in here and how much I like Larry, I'm going to put him top of B. If you want to put him lowest in A, you can as well. Rafer Alston. I mean, if they gave him Trey Burke base, he'd be definitely E. But if I'm giving him Kemba base, means he's a reluctant E. RJ Hampton is high B. High B. Like one of the best value cards in the game. But in my opinion, the fact that like KPJ is only a couple of thousand more expensive. KPJ is a little bit better value, but nah, he's very, very good. He's very, very good. He's basically like just a better Kobe White. Better Kobe White, better player build. I'm gonna put Russ in D tier. Especially on next gen with his blinders. I think D tier is fair for him. A little bit small though. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. B tier. I don't know why there's even a question. He's not quite good enough for A tier. His release is pretty good though. He is definitely B tier in my opinion though. And again, he's B tier, but he is one of those cards where it's like his stats are good enough that if you really like his release, you can put him up to A tier. No bother. I don't think anyone's going to argue him in S tier, but I think B or A is the right position for him. Steph Curry. Honestly, E tier. Like you can put him in low D tier, but I think he's closer to a Kyrie Irving than he is to one of these guys who can actually dribble the ball, who can actually move. So, oh thank God, I nearly watched England score another goal. But this Steph Curry though, this Steph Curry is good enough that he's a solid C tier player, but he's a solid C tier. Like he's up there with Invincible D Rose. He may not be the worst Invincible in the game, or the second worst Invincible in the game. Like we all know that the worst Invincible in the game is Iverson, but like he may not even be the second worst Invincible. He may be better than D Rose, which would be a bit of a shock. But yeah, for me, C tier is the best place for him. Steve Francis. I mean, I like Waiters basically. A lot of people don't, so a lot of people might argue him worthless. I'm going to put him in E tier. I'm going to put Nash. I think Nash is a step below the likes of Westbrook and... I mean, no, if I'm putting Jeremy Lin in D tier, I got to put Nash in D tier. Tyrese Halliburton. Do I put him in E tier? Like he's better than no, I'm gonna put Halliburton in C tier. I'm gonna put Tyrese Halliburton in C tier. I think he's very, very good though. I think he's very, very good. 6'5" long wingspan, but it's like, is he better than Rose and Curry? Maybe not. But like, honestly, you could argue Rose and Curry over Wall and Peyton. But I do take them ahead, and I don't actually. I think Michael Carter Williams is a tier 2 high. I think. So what's that like? Michael Carter Williams? I think he's a tier 2 high. Vlade Divac. I mean, he's actually can be very effective. Well, he's a giant 7-1 point guard. He's not going above D tier, but I'm gonna put him D tier. Walt Frazier on next gen, he's D tier. On current gen, he's worthless. Like on current gen, he's basically another Jason Kidd, but on next gen, he's actually probably even C tier. Wherever maybe even B tier. On next gen, he's probably wherever Gary Payton, John Wall are. So I'm gonna put him in D tier. He's definitely a tier higher than Jason Kidd. And we get Zion and Wes, both guys with the exact same jump shots, just one's right-handed, one's left-handed. And I think the big difference is one is Kobe and quick, one is Kobe and very quick. And they both have similar builds, similar height. So I'm gonna go Wes in A. I'm gonna put Zion in B. I actually like this Zion a lot more than most people do. I think he's very underrated. I think Wes is better than all the guys in B tier. I think Wes definitely belongs in A tier. So yeah, this is pretty much it, lads. This is the video. These are my point guards tier list. My point guards tier list. Honestly, probably not as many players I would have thought in the top 2 tiers, but I do think these guys are all a step above these guys. Normally, I would like it to be normally distributed, but look, we have our one. Like honestly, if you take the first player in these tiers and compare other guys to them, I think I think we're close enough. So yeah, that's pretty much it, lads. That is the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.